Friends, please subscribe, like, and comment. This is very important to us. To become stronger, you need to give up 3 things, secrets of Stoicism. Strength. We are all looking for it. In the outside world, in money, status, approval. But true strength is born within. It is built not on acquisition, but on refusal. The ancient Stoics knew this. Their philosophy is not about how to get more, but about how to need less. To gain true power, give up 3 things. First, give up the need for approval. The first poison that most people drink in the hope of becoming stronger is the thirst for approval. What will people think? This question paralyzes the will and kills any undertaking. A Stoic does not wait for applause. His self-esteem does not depend on external assessments. He acts because it is right, because it is his duty and his nature, not because it will bring him likes. Imagine a warrior. He does not turn to the audience in battle, seeking approval. His gaze is fixed on a target. His action is his focus. You are that warrior. Your life is your battlefield. Stop looking back. Move forward. How to do this? Understand the simple truth. You cannot control other people's thoughts. You only control your actions and your reactions. Did you do your best? That is the only reward you need. The rest is noise. Second, reject fear of failure. Fear of failure is a jailer who locks you in a cell-marked comfort zone. It whispers, don't take risks. Stay here where it's safe. But strength does not live in safety. It is born in discomfort. The Stoics did not avoid failure. They embraced it. In fact, they practiced negative visualization, imagining the worst-case scenario in advance. Why? To deprive failure of its power. To see, even if everything collapses, you can survive it. You will remain yourself. Failure is not a sentence. It is data. It is feedback from the world. You try. You get a result. You analyze. You adjust the action. And you try again. This is what strength is. The ability to get up after any fall. Stop seeing failure as a monster. Start seeing it as a strict but fair teacher. A strong person is not one who never falls, but one who falls and always gets up, faster, and with new knowledge. Third, give up control over the uncontrollable. This is the main secret of Stoicism. Everything in the world is divided into 2 categories, what is under our control and what is not. Our opinions, actions, desires are under our control. The weather, the opinions of other people, the past, the economic crisis are not. All our energy goes into a black hole when we try to put pressure on what is beyond our control. We get angry at a traffic jam. We worry about a crisis. We scold the government. All this is beyond our sphere of influence, and each such thought is energy stolen from ourselves. Power is in a clear separation of these spheres and focusing only on the first. You cannot control whether it will rain on your picnic. But you can control your reaction. Will you be upset or just take out an umbrella and continue to enjoy life? Get your energy back. Stop wasting it on things you cannot change. Focus on your actions, on your attitude, on your choices here and now. This is the very same steel, that cannot be broken. Summary, your new power. Give up the need for approval, and you'll find an inner core. Give up the fear of failure, and you'll find the courage to act. Give up control over the uncontrollable, and you'll find an incredible supply of energy. Strength is not about what you have. It is about what you have learned to live without. Start small. Today, caught yourself thinking, what will they think? Stop. Made a mistake? Analyze and move on. Annoyed by traffic? Turn off the negativity and listen to a podcast. This is the path of the Stoic warrior. The path of real, unwavering strength. Your path. You've already taken the first step. You figured out what you need to give up. But knowledge without action is just information. Power comes from practice. Right now, this very moment. How can you incorporate these principles into your daily life? No grand gestures are needed. It all starts with the microscopic decisions you make every hour. Practice letting go of the need for approval. Start small, with the most insignificant action you usually don't do for fear of being judged, where that one thing you consider too bold for an ordinary day. Speak your mind in a conversation, even if it contradicts the majority. Do it calmly and respectfully. Your goal is not to win, but to remain true to yourself. Go to a movie alone. Go to a restaurant and order dinner for one. This is not sad. It is an act of self-sufficiency. You are signaling to your brain, my company is enough for me. Gradually increase the dose. Soon you will understand the paradox. When you stop desperately needing approval, you start receiving more of it. But now it will not matter to you at all. You will be free. Practice of giving up the fear of failure. A different approach is needed here. Fear is an emotion. It cannot be defeated by logic. It must be experienced. Go through. Create a failure quota for yourself. Yes, you heard right. Set a goal to fail 5 times this week. Not to do something perfectly. To get rejected. This will turn your perception upside down. Failure will turn from an enemy into a goal. You will look for opportunities, not avoid them. After each failure, ask yourself just 3 questions. 1. What happened? Just the facts, no emotions. 2. What can I learn from this? 3. What will I do next? This will take exactly 2 minutes. And this will turn pain into a valuable asset. Think of your heroes. Anyone who has achieved something significant. And find the story of their most notorious failures. You will see. Their path is not a straight line up. It is a picket fence of failures from which they simply continued to grow. The main thing is action. Fear goes away the moment you take the first step. Don't wait until you stop being afraid. Be afraid, but do it. This is courage. Practice of giving up control over the uncontrollable. This is the most subtle and most powerful practice. It requires constant awareness. An inner guard that watches over your thoughts. Take a sheet of paper. Divide it into 2 columns. On the left, write down everything that is bothering you right now. In the right column opposite each item, answer honestly. Is this under my control? At least partially? If the answer is no, you're just giving yourself a portion of energy. Cross this out. It's not yours anymore. Create a mantra. A short phrase you'll repeat to yourself when you catch yourself trying to influence something you can't control. It's not my concern. I only control my actions. The world doesn't have to live up to my expectations. It sounds simple, but it works like a stopcock for mental energy. Turn disappointment into a signal. Feeling frustrated, angry at the situation? Congratulations! You've stumbled upon something beyond your control. This is not a reason to be angry. This is a reason to refocus. Ask yourself, what can I do in this situation? And do it. Strength is not a given. It's a skill. It can be pumped up like a muscle. Each time you refuse something unnecessary is 1 repetition. 1 small victory over weakness. It will be difficult at first. The brain will resist. It likes familiar routes, but it will get easier each time. You will begin to feel the taste of this new power, the taste of freedom. It will become your new drug. You will no longer be able to live any other way. Because the only thing cooler than the feeling of external power is the feeling of internal power. Unshakable, not dependent on anything. Real. Your power is waiting for you to make a choice. Right now, you are already on your way. You know your enemies by sight and have even started to fight them. But the real battle is just beginning. The world will test your mettle. Every day. How do you stay stoic when everything is falling apart? When your boss is yelling, the project is failing, and problems are waiting at home. This is where a steel character is born. When the world tries to stop you, life will not play by your rules. It will throw up difficulties exactly when you are least prepared. This is not a punishment. This is training. Remember the principle of coal and diamond. Coal under pressure turns into diamond. Without pressure, it remains coal. Your problems are the very pressure that makes you stronger, more valuable. The next time a disaster happens, ask yourself 1 question. How would a Stoic react to this? Not what would he do, but how would he react internally? The answer is always the same. Calmly, by accepting. And immediately start looking for a solution within the framework of what can be controlled. This is your super skill. Don't avoid storms, but learn to dance in the rain. The power of rituals. your morning and evening code. Strength does not appear on its own. It needs to be cultivated. Create a nutrient medium for it. This is done through rituals. Morning is your fortress. The first 30 minutes of the day determine the rest of the time. Don't pick up your phone. Instead, 2 minutes of negative visualization. Imagine the worst-case scenario for the day. What'd go wrong? This is not pessimism. This is an inoculation against disappointment. You prepare your psyche for the blow in advance. 5 minutes to define control zones. Clearly say to yourself, what is in my power today? My reactions, my work, my attitude towards people. Everything else is not. 1 minute for intention. Formulate the main task of the day. Not do everything, but do the most important thing, no matter what. The evening is your laboratory. The last 30 minutes before bed are the time for analysis. 3 minutes on examine. Ask yourself, where did I act like a Stoic today? Where did I deviate from my principles? What did I learn about myself? Without self-flagellation, only cold analysis. 1 minute of gratitude. Find at least one thing for which you can be grateful in the past day, even if the day was terrible. This shift the focus from what is not there to what is. These 10 minutes in the morning and 4 in the evening are not a luxury. This is the minimum price for your inner strength, an investment that will pay off 100-fold. What's next? Your warrior's path. You give up the unnecessary. You practice rituals. You become stronger. What's next? And then there's life. Not an ideal life without problems, but a life in which problems are no longer your master. You will begin to notice changes. Calmness. You will stop tossing and turning like a chip in an ocean of events. You will become this ocean, huge, deep and calm from the surface. Determination. You will make decisions faster, because you'll be guided not by external noise, but by an internal compass. Respect. Not what is demanded, but what is earned without words. People will begin to feel your strength, your invulnerability. But the main change is the feeling of freedom. You will understand that you were in a prison that you built yourself, and the door to it was never locked. You just had to push it. You will not become a Superman. You will become yourself. Real, the way nature intended you to be. Whole, conscious, and strong. This strength has always been in you. Stoicism is just a key that allows you to release it. Now this key is in your hands. Use it. Every day, you've already mastered the basics. You know the enemy and wield the weapon. But the army of weakness does not surrender so easily. It is preparing a counterattack. It will strike at the most vulnerable places. How to deal with recurrences. There will be a day when you break down. You will yell at your loved ones over a trifle. You will worry for hours over a trivial comment on social networks. You will try to control someone else's decision. Don't beat yourself up. This is not a failure. This is part of the path. Strength is determined not by whether you never fall, but by how quickly you get up after a fall. Here is an algorithm in case of a breakdown. 1. Catch yourself. Realize that you are acting on an old, weak program. Without awareness, there is no correction. 2. Take a break. Deep breath. Exhale. Break the vicious circle of reactive behavior. Tell yourself, stop. I am acting out of weakness now. 3. Return to principles. Be honest. Which of the 3 things have I given up now? The need for approval? Fear? Trying to control the uncontrollable? 4. Correct course. No need for grand corrections. Take one small step toward strength. Apologize if you were wrong. Refocus on your tasks. Each such episode is not a defeat, but a new training session. Each time you will recover faster. Power in every day. Specific situations. Philosophy is dead without practice. This is what Stoic principles look like in everyday life. Traffic jam. Weak reaction. Anger, screaming, hitting the steering wheel, try and overtake everyone, risky maneuvers. Strong reaction. I can't control the traffic jam. I can control what happens in my car. Turn on an audiobook, podcast, or just be quiet. Use this time for yourself. Harsh criticism from a boss. Weak reaction. Resentment, excuses, arguments, anger, hatching plan for revenge. decreased productivity. Strong reaction. His opinion and tone are beyond my control. But my reaction and my next steps are within my control. Separate emotions from facts. What is true that can be used for growth? Thank them for the feedback, even if it is delivered in a rude manner, and make a plan for improvement. Betrayal or deception by a friend. Weak reaction. Revenge, public scandals, attempts to restore justice, endlessly replaying the situation in your head. Strong reaction. I cannot control someone else's morality. I only control my own actions. Understand that this action says something about the person, not about you. Distance yourself with dignity. Focus on those who remain faithful. There is a common denominator in all of this. Shifting focus from the external to the internal. From why did they do this to what will I do now? That is the whole point. What to read. A short guide to literature. Theory without practice is blind, but practice without theory is lame. Here are 3 pillars to start your immersion with. Don't read them as a textbook. Read them as a guide to action. 1. Meditation by Marcus Aurelius. The Roman emperor, one of the most powerful men of his time, wrote these notes not for publication, but for himself. This is a personal diary of a man who constantly reminded himself of the principles of Stoicism. There is no theory here, only pure practice. Open to any page and find advice for today. 2. Letters to Lucilius by Seneca. A philosopher communicates with his student. He does not lecture, but gently guides. Seneca talks about the fear of death, about wealth, about anger, about friendship. His text is surprisingly modern. He understands all our weaknesses because he fought them himself. 3. Enchiridion by Epictetus. This is not a book, but short instruction, a concentrate of Stoic thought. Epictetus was a slave, and then became a great teacher. His philosophy is a philosophy of absolute inner freedom. Read 1 point a day and apply it. Do not try to swallow everything at once. Read 1 principle. Go and apply it. Today. Now. Knowledge must turn into action. Otherwise, it is useless. Your path to strength is a marathon, not a sprint. There will be no quick victories. But every small victory over yourself will make you more invulnerable. Every day, with every conscious choice. You are no longer the one who started reading this article. You are armed. You know the target. The most important thing remains, to go. You have come a long way, from the awareness of what you need to give up to the smallest details of daily practice. Now you know the secret. Strength is not a magic formula available to a select few. It is discipline. It is daily, sometimes invisible to others, work. What to do when motivation is running off. Motivation is an unreliable ally. It comes and goes. It depends on the mood, on the weather, on the circumstances. Relying on motivation is weakness. Motivation must be replaced by a principle. You do not go to work out because you want to. You go because you are a person who trains. You do not give up gossip because today is a good day. You give up because you are a person who does not participate in gossip. Your personality is not what you think about yourself. It is what you do, constantly, day after day. When you have no strength, when you want to give up everything, do not look for inspiration. Trust the ritual. Do what you must do, simply because it is your duty to yourself. And in this action, despite all internal resistance, a new indestructible strength will be born. Strength of character. How to remain stocking in a world of madness. The world will constantly try to throw you off balance. News filled with negativity. Social networks cultivating envy and anxiety. People broadcasting their fears. Information hygiene will help here. This is not about isolation. This is about conscious choice. Set boundaries. Determine how much time a day you devote to consuming news. 15 minutes in the morning? Enough. Choose 1 or 2 reliable sources, not an endless feed of panic. Ask, is this under my control? When reading about a global crisis, ask yourself, can I change this right now? If not, shift your attention to what you can change. Your skill, your project, your attitude toward your family. Create, don't consume. Instead of scrolling through your feed, spend this time writing 3 sentences in your journal. Learning 5 foreign words. taking a short walk. Shift your focus from passively observing the world to actively creating your life. Your inner fortress needs reliable walls. Don't let everything in. Your legacy. Why all this? Ultimately, it's not just about you. It's about the legacy you leave behind. A strong, calm, and kind person is the most valuable gift you can give to this world. Your strength will not be loud. It will be quiet and contagious. Your children will see you handle adversity without breaking down or blaming others, and they will learn this lesson better than any words. Your co-workers will see your reliability and clarity of thought in the midst of chaos, and they will begin to gravitate toward you. Your friends will feel that they can be themselves around you without being judged or condemned. You will become a rock in a stormy ocean, not so that everyone will cling to you, but so that by your example you can show that anyone can become a rock. Your personal transformation is your most significant contribution to improving the world. It begins with giving up 3 things. The last step. From this second on, everything depends only on you. You've been given a map, a compass, and instructions. You've been pointed out the enemies and given a weapon. Now go. Not tomorrow. Not for Monday. Now. With every situation that will make you lose your temper. With every fleeting thought about what others will think. With every temptation to worry about trifles. Make a choice. In favor of strength. In favor of freedom. In favor of yourself. The path of the Stoic is the path of the warrior who fights with himself. And this is the only battle worth fighting. Because when you win it, you gain everything. You become stronger. Keep growing.